Let's give them some business. How about this? A clustering effect among tech firms is widening America's innovation divide. They call it the innovation gap. 5 cities, Boston, Seattle, San Diego, San Francisco, San Jose, California, account for 90% of all high-tech job growth between 2005 and 2017. That according to a report from the Brookings Institution, resulting in an increased concentration of those resources in just a few places. Now, other U.S. cities are also ripe for innovation, of course, according to this report, but change would require billions of dollars of government investment and support from lawmakers to kind of spread the digital divide around. Austin is obviously up there near the top as well. I'd like to see the 2018-2019 numbers because, Austin's been a high-tech booming city for, many years now. I just wonder how we compare with those numbers.
Right.
512-836-0590. Now, also in the world of business, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is saying a deal to clinch the North American Trade Pact with Canada and Mexico is close, but not quite finished. Here she is.
I think this is probably one of the easiest trade agreements because there is general agreement that NAFTA has not worked for many people in the country. So they wanted to replace NAFTA.
Now, Mexico's foreign minister says the United States, Canada, and Mexican negotiators, they will meet later today in Mexico City to discuss the USMCA trade deal. And House and Ways and Means Committee Chairman Richard Neal says they expect some sort of news conference later today on this issue. Here's Nancy again.
The opportunity that could be here now, we can't have as a missed opportunity. So it isn't really about politics, although there are those that I read about in one place and another who say, why would you give President Trump a victory? Well, why wouldn't we?
Yeah, there you go. All right, 512-836-0590.
I just heard her talking about something other than impeachment there for a second. That's amazing.
Well, she had to be pressured to do that.
I'm stunned.
She had to be backed into a corner to talk about those things.
I guess so. It sounded like it was hard for her.
Now, also in the world of business closer to home, there's a scooter company that's out of business now.
Yeah, it really never was in business to begin with. It's called, and it's aptly named Unicorn. They were actually going to sell. They were based here in Austin, and they were actually going to sell scooters to individuals, buy their own scooters. And, those scooters don't exist, and those who have made a down payment don't get it back. The company's going bankrupt.
What happened?
They spent
Did they ever exist?
No.
No.
I guess the company exists, but the scooters never exist. And here's the deal. Unicorn Rides, that was a little bit different than the average scooter because they wanted to sell. They didn't want to rent. They wanted to sell to customers. Apparently, they had no idea what they were doing, though. Founder Nick Evans said they came up with the idea in March, made a website, sold pre-sales in June. Well, by last Friday, they had to notify all of their customers that had put down payments on these things that they would not be getting the scooters that they pre-ordered, and they would not be getting their money back either. They spent way too much money on Facebook advertising and other kinds of advertising to begin with. They spent way too much money on a down payment to whatever company was going to make these things for them. And by the time they paid all that, they had nothing left.
Yeah.
They had no idea what they were doing.
Yeah, it was just bad business.
So
sounds to me like they never, they took a chance and they were wrong.
Yeah, sounds good. Let's make scooters, sell them to people. I bet they buy them. Okay, we don't have any idea what we're doing, but let's go.
I would think though, if you purchase something like that, I think it was like $700 for these scooters, something
about
like that.
$700. Yeah.
I would think if you purchased it with a credit card, you could get your money back.
Well, I would think so. I'm sure some of them might have recourse, but some don't. And, so these down payments, they might have to be eating it. But to me, that's just pure theft, man. That's just theft.
It sounds like a possible. Well, I don't know if it's theft or bad business. A lot of businesses fail. A lot of businesses fail.
Yeah, I got it, but
doesn't necessarily mean theft. It just means bad business decisions, and they fail.
But when
a lot of business types fail before they succeed. That doesn't mean they're criminals.
But this is a company that failed before it even got a product out. I mean, these folks were just throwing money into the air.
Sounds like something happened with their supply chain. Unicorn Rides was a little bit different. The scooters are pretty nice. I mean, the ones I saw, they look pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen a lot of people buy these. I'm not sure why you would buy one if you just occasionally rent a scooter unless you want one just for fun, and there's nothing wrong with that. Well, it turns out creating the scooters isn't all that simple. Evans is also the co-founder of Tile. It's an electronic location device that Unicorn Rides was planning to use on its scooters. Yeah, Evan says it has just become one compounding thing after another, and it made a huge challenge. A portion of the email sent to customers stated a large portion of revenue went towards paying for Facebook ads to bring traffic to the site. A portion also went to our manufacturer in the form of a down payment to build the scooters, but unfortunately that down payment cannot be redeemed for a portion of the scooters that we're planning to order. Unfortunately, the cost of the ads were just too expensive to build a sustainable business. They tried and they failed.
You know, maybe you want to make sure that you're going to have a product to give people before you start putting ads out there. Maybe you want to make sure that you can even provide the product before you buy Sounds like they did things backwards.
Now,
to
Evan
me.
says they sold 350 scooters, $6.99 each. Some customers received codes for discounts on their purchases. Shelly Johnson from Ohio said she did not receive a discount, but she bought 2 scooters in September, and one for her and one for her spouse. She says she didn't know it was a pre-order until after the fact. We quickly found out that it was a pre-order after we found out that it would be a month. Johnson said, well, I contacted them, and it was delayed 2 different times in November at that time, and they gave us a date around December the 15th, so it's a no-go now.
Yeah.
Johnson said the date was an empty promise. She spent $160 out of pocket and used a loan, actually took out a loan for the remainder, the $1,200.
Took out a loan.
Well, it sounds to me like maybe she's just only out $160.
Well, still,
Yeah.
that should not be. They should be refunded that money. Come on,
They're going to have to go to courts. They're going to have to go to court.
They probably.
I mean, you can't get blood out of a turnip. I mean, if it's not there, it's not there. They already spent it.
What a deal! Company bankrupt, never even got a product out there to anyone.
It happens all the time.
Yeah.
625 here on the Todd and Don Show. Guests at 5-star hotels are stealing mattresses. And according to a survey, if you've stayed in a high-end hotel, chances are probably pretty good that you pocketed maybe a bottle of shampoo, something like that.
Okay,
Perhaps maybe you got a little bit bolder and stole the robe and maybe a towel or two.
I took a spoon.
Well, according to the Wellness Haven, a spa, more luxurious lodgings, the larger the items stolen from rooms. Surveying 4-star hotels, Wellness Haven found that the remote control batteries went missing more often, while 5-star places like coffee makers, televisions even walked away. In some cases, guests were trying to take the mattresses at night when the reception desk was closed. Now, Wellness Haven CEO Taslalo Kilman notes that many of those upper-end chains won't call the police, so no crime was committed.
So you're staying in a high-end resort hotel, but you have to steal a mattress.
Well, you want
That's
it, man. If you get the best night's sleep of your life, you might want to.
That's what you want, is a used mattress from a hotel.
I don't think this is true. I don't think this is true.
How does one do that?
I don't think it's true.
Yeah.
I think this is.
This is mine. This isn't yours.
I mean, I understand taking the shampoo and maybe a robe, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But stealing a mattress?
Right.
Sounds to me like they're just trying to create a conversation and a marketing ploy for the great comfort and relaxation you could experience at the spa.
They must
It's
be-
so popular
Oh, my God.
that people steal our beds.
The Todd and Don Show.
How about a Christmas gift the entire family will enjoy for